Buenas noches, nerds and stranglers. Welcome to Algorithm versus Experts. We making picks today. I mopped the floor with John's silly ass last week.
No, you did it. Did you?
I did.
Did
I
you gain
did.
some ground? Wow, it's close.
I
This is
did.
a close battle. We're in October. We only got 3 months left, and it's really close. Wow. Um.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm mopping the floor with John. John is in the lead by 3 picks,
No, but you did
but
last
I
week.
mopped the floor
Yeah.
with him last week, and that's all we care about.
That's
You're
it.
only as good as your picks from last week.
What
This
have you done for me lately? Yep. That's
exactly.
it.
All right. This week we have UFC Fight Night 211.
Fight night.
Grasso versus Araujo.
We got a prelude to the big card, October 22nd, which was moved. It was supposed to be a night card in America, but they, as of a week and a half ago, they moved that shit to a day card. So the first fight's like 9:30 a.m. U.S. time. The main card starts 2 p.m.
Oh,
So
UFC 280 is?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they already started marketing.
Oh,
I've seen ESPN commercials about, and they're pushing the daylight aspect of it.
hell yes. That's so much better.
You know damn well Abu Dhabi paid a pretty
Yeah.
coin extra to
Yeah.
fucking yeah.
They pay a site fee.
Oh, they must have paid a lot extra though, because that to move that shit like a week and a half in advance, like and be like, we'll have it to benefit European, European like things.
They pay so much they get to pick the fighters.
Yeah,
Like, we want Khabib to come. Like, hey, we want Anderson and BJ Penn to fight on the same card. Like,
right.
they just pick them. This is the big fight. All right, this is where we want that. This is the card that's happening. They don't do the matchmaking, but like they'll just
Right.
5 fighters. Like, what the fuck? You just get to pick who's coming? Insanity. Insanity.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. So this is there's actually some really good fights on this card. But
Yeah,
we're gonna start with a probably not really good fight.
we're starting with the first fight lined up. Yes, I mean this is an awesome fight. This is 1-800-GAMBLER. If you bet this fight, I mean I have like 5 bets on this fight already because I probably need gambling help. I mean this is such an easy fucking layup. Oh my god, Pete Rodriguez is gonna knock out Mike Jackson. So I've never seen. There's usually a prop DraftKings has, and it's like a gone in 60 seconds prop. If the fight ends in 60 seconds or less, and it's usually like ridiculous odds. They offer it like it's usually like plus 2,000 or 20 to 1 to happen. He's like plus 450 to knock this guy out in a minute, which is insane. Yeah, this is UFC is kind of tossing a softball at Pete Rodriguez for taking the Jack Della fight on short notice to make his MMA debut. He was knocking guys out in bare knuckle and an icon, bare knuckle MMA. He's got some skills overall. He can hit. He's built well. He bills himself as a jiu-jitsu fighter, actually. But he's really got some knockout power. He doesn't really need much here. He's got a 2-inch reach disadvantage, but Mike Jackson is not a professional MMA fighter. They're pretty much, is he going to try to win the fight? Yeah. But I mean, he's here to get, I mean, he's taking a paycheck. I mean, he's probably going to get crushed. He probably won't offer much resistance once he gets cracked. Can Pete Rodriguez be totally suck? Oh, fuck yeah. And it can turn ugly. Yeah, absolutely. Find some good props. Yeah, stuff it in a parlay. If you or something, but if you find a good price with like a street bookie, but this is an easy win. Pete Rodriguez all day.
I agree.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about this one. Let's move on.
With all of it. He's not a professional MMA. That's not true. He is a professional MMA fighter, but he is not a full-time fighter.
Oh,
Yo,
he's
the
never
only
been.
difference between an amateur fighter and a professional fighter is one gets paid.
Yeah, I'm pretty
One day
sure.
I said, "Hey, I'm not doing this if you don't pay me," and the state was like,
Right,
"I'll write it down," and
right.
that's it.
It's actually a really good match, like because you have a guy with talent coming up, and he's you kind of don't want to. He's not proven well rounded yet. Like, how do you throw him in? You're like, oh well, Mike Jackson showed up and he actually won a fight by DQ last time as a huge underdog. Like, why don't we just try that again with like something else and see what happens? So it's solid. Next fight though, we have another big prospect, Tatsuro Taira and CJ Vergara.
Yo, that kid's been doing tournaments. Tatsuro Taira,
His advantage.
he's got like 6 fights in one day.
He's a really good grappler, is what I'm reading and what I've seen of his other fights. That being said, he also has a tendency to totally forget he's a great grappler, which could possibly give him trouble. I think we said that in his first fight. It didn't matter because he won pretty easy. If he gets tested here, I don't know. We don't know much about him because I don't think he's lasted more than like a round in all of his fights.
His UFC fight went to decision. He had a fight in Shuto that went to decision. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has 19 victories. 8 of them are by decision, and 11 of them he finished on the ground.
Okay.
None of these victories are on the feet.
About that. That's. I mean, maybe submission prop is live here. I mean, that's definitely his path to victory here. Vergara's. I could see this fight going that way. I'm going to take Taira to win the fight. Tough. I wouldn't bet it. I wouldn't recommend laying the minus 260 on Tatsuro, but there's a lot of things he can gas out here. Vergara, he can gas out. He can look bad in the second, third round. If the fight just stays on the feet, he can get clipped. But I think he wins this fight.
I also think he wins this fight. If this fight stays on the feet, I would expect CJ Vergara to win. Coming out of a Muay Thai school, and it's a pretty good Muay Thai school from what I can tell. Like from the fighters that I've seen coming out of this school, it's a pretty solid school. Oh, I can't even think of who's coming out of there. But Pete Spratt's was a good fighter. Anyways, so long as it's on the feet, Vergara should win. If it gets to the ground, Taira should have his way with him.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Next, Piero Rodriguez, Sam Hughes. Good fight. I've seen Pierre's last 2 fights, Contender Series, and against Kate Hansen, she ended up knocking Kate Hansen out of the UFC. She's got good volume. Good volume, showed good takedown defense in the later rounds as gas tank started draining, and her volume is there. She definitely got that going for her. I think people are sleeping a little bit on Sam Hughes, though. Sam Hughes is a dog. I mean, she was fighting for her job 2 fights ago, and then she got against Estela Nunez, lost the first round, and just stayed in the fight and ended up using her grappling. Good wrestling, good takedowns for her size and division. I think the thing is her gas. I don't see her gassing out. I only see her getting stronger. Even the fight she lost, she doesn't really stop getting takedowns late or trying to get a takedown or just being in the fight. She got beat up pretty good. I think was against who's the Thai chick? Loma. Yeah, I think that was her. Like she got beat up like a little bit, but she stayed in the fight, and then she had a lot of success and I think the third round when she took her down. Like she's just not a great striker, but she's getting a little better. So I think Hughes gets this upset. I'm gonna go for the upset here. I wouldn't run to the window to jump on Pierre as the next big thing, even though she does look good on TV, her volume, her striking, but I think it's a little different at this with women's in this weight class when you don't like very few have finishing power, and I don't think it's enough to stop Sam Hughes from trying to run right through her.
I don't think it's enough to stop Sam.
What you got?
Well, like every week, or like every time she fights, I want to point out that Sam Hughes has a super dope moniker. It's a grade A moniker, Sam Page. It's amazing.
Sam
Page. Never changed, yeah. Sam Page. No. I'm gonna go with Pieta though. I don't like how many losses Sam has on her record. Honestly, I feel let's say shallow saying this, but I don't mean like the aesthetic kind of shallow. I feel shallow about this pick, right? Like I feel like I'm picking off of their records, and there should be more here. I guess Pieta doesn't really have much for high level competition at this point, but like she's also undefeated. Oh wait,
yeah.
These are all reasonable fights. Yeah, these are all.
She had a good fight in Contender Series, but she's looked good. She's got good. She got good striking.
Sorry, I want to check one last thing before I commit to this pick.
Since Sam Hughes went to Fortis MMA, I really think she looked different, and I think she's going to be in this fight, and I think this fight can go her way.
Yeah, I'm picking Pieta.
Boom. All right. Next fight, Joe Anderson Brito. This fight just got added recently. Lucas Alexander stepping in. Take this fight. Lucas Brito opened a -400 favorite. Some money coming in on Lucas Alexander. It sounded like -350, but no, I got what? You have Lucas? Yeah, I got Joe Anderson Brito all day here. Powerful striker. The thing against Alexander is he's not very good against wrestle heavy approach. Brito is going to keep trying to get to that man's hips. I think he's got many ways to win this fight. But you like Alexander?
I watched a couple of his. He's never fought in the UFC before, so I've never seen him. I watched some of his fights. I watched. I don't remember how much, but I liked what I saw, and I didn't like what I saw when I have done research into Tubero. What's his real name? Joe Anderson Brito.
Tubero.
So I'm not picking him. I'm picking the other guy.
He doesn't have good striking defense, I'll give that, but I think his wrestling will win this fight. He knocked out. He caught Andre Fili with a perfect shot last time.
I thought he was all overhands. Isn't Brito just like Mr. Explosion, just an overhand?
He doesn't have good striking defense. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure most of his finishes are submissions or ground and pounds. He likes to get you down. If he can. I think how many fights has he had? And so it's 2 UFC fights. Bill Algeo, he showed up that poor striking defense that fight, and he knocked out Andre Fili in 40 seconds. So it's hard to gauge off that. But Chute box product, Joe Anderson Brito, I think gets this done. You got Alexander. All right, let's see it. Stick for it. This is an interesting fight. I thought about this one a lot. Nick Maximov and Jake Malkoun. Yeah, this is like such an even fucking fight. I mean, both guys, have you seen it their UFC career so far? Like, striking is like non-existent. These guys are both very wrestle heavy. I gotta go with Malkoun just because I think he's been more proven as his grappling gas tank is really good over 3 rounds. And he's grappled legit guys that I've seen, like Brandon Allen. He lost the fight, but Brandon Allen's a great grappler. He might not be the best wrestler, but he's a really good grappler. And he had some good moments in that fight. Who else did he beat? Another strong guy. Like he's
He beat
repeatedly his gas tank looks
Abdul
great.
Razak Al Hassan.
Yeah,
He
okay,
beat
that was it.
AJ Dobson. I don't know who that guy is actually.
Yeah, AJ Dobson was upset. Yeah, like his wrestling is his wrestling is really good. Nick Max, I don't know if his wrestling is that great. Like it seems like he gets takedowns. They're pretty basic. For being a Nate Diaz army guy, like I don't think we haven't seen the submission game, but maybe that's just because MMA is a little different. Maybe maybe he's not trying to go for things that aren't there. But I've seen Jake striking more than I've seen Nick Maximoff striking too. So I don't know. That whole the Andre Petrosky fight, like that quick bulldog guillotine, wasn't a good look in my opinion. So I got Malkoun.
Yeah, I haven't liked what I've seen out of Nick Maximov. Like I know he was undefeated when he got to the UFC. But I don't think that he looked great in his victories either. It just kind of did win. Malkoun hasn't looked phenomenal. Maybe he just hasn't looked exciting. But I've never seen anything that didn't look great. Didn't look. And he's supposed to be like the main training partner of Robert Whitaker. So, for whatever that's worth, I also believe in Malkoun.
All right, that's a good note. All right, Rafael
Next fight is the fight of the night.
Sowell versus Victor Henry. Victor Henry, we like seeing put on a striking clinic against Ione Barcelos as a gigantic underdog. Win all 3 rounds across all 3 judges' scorecards. I've never seen a plus 400 underdog do that in UFC. It was pretty fucking remarkable. And it wasn't like Ione had an off night. Like it was a fucking good fight. And he just got the better of him. Yeah, so whatever. The bookmakers were definitely wrong about Victor Henry. He's got a lot of fights on his record, but the man didn't get any respect his last fight. Asun Sao, I know he's on a losing streak and he's 40 years old, but the man has been fighting fucking killers. Let me double check. Yeah, 27-9 all around. He's on a 4-loss losing streak, but look who he's fighting. He beat Rob Font.
He's been in the top 15 for like 10 years.
Marlon Moraes, Corey Sandhagen. These are all within 2 or 3 years when these are good. Like Cody Garbrandt knockout, Ricky Simone. Like he's fighting the best of the division. And he actually has a win over Marlon Moraes. He actually got a win over Aljamain Sterling too. So it's not that.
He has a win over TJ Dillashaw as well.
I'm sure people are gonna back Asun Sao out the window with that price tag. The thing that's scary, he just doesn't look like that guy though to me. Like when he's in the octagon, he doesn't look like that guy that we see that beat Aljamain Sterling. That feared like counter striker. I just don't see it. He looks gun shy to me. So I don't know. I'm gonna pick. I'm not gonna bet the fight. I'm gonna pick Henry. I think Henry wins the fight, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Asun Sao turn back the clock. Like I don't think he's done at 40 after just losing to guys like that.
He's 40. Oh, he is 40.
He's built for 40.
Yeah, I don't expect him to win this fight. I don't. I think that Victor Henry looked really, really impressive in that last fight. Unlike any other fighter I've ever seen. That man is truly one of a kind.
Oh yeah, that was no one saw that coming.
I'm so excited to see him fight again. But Asun Sao is very much a spoiler. He's a weird dude that makes great fighters look average, and average fighters can't beat him. So, if Victor Henry is anything less than excellent, he won't win this fight. And he looks like he's excellent, but if he doesn't show up excellent on this day, he's not going to win. And even if he does show up excellent, he's not going to look good doing it. This you just nobody looks good against Rafael Assunção. So if you are looking for new prospects coming up, do bet on this guy. Victor Henry's very likely to win this fight, but don't take this fight too much into consideration on his future performances. This is going to be an anomaly along the road.
All right. I like that. Moving on. All right, Manny Martinez, Brandon Davis. Yeah, confusing fight. I have no idea where to go with this one. I'm gonna go with Manny Martinez just because Brandon Davis generally doesn't have a good striking defense. Martinez says power, but I don't. Yeah, I don't have a big lean here. I take Martinez. Maybe you know more about this than I do. This fight, I'm not a big fan of this fight.
Dude, I don't know anything about Manny Martinez, and I know that
Not a boy.
that Brandon Davis fought better guys than he was ready to fight in his first UFC run. Like, I don't think Kyle Bochniak's in the UFC anymore. Yeah, he's in the PFL.
He did a PFL.
That dude also fought Hammers and like held his own against Hammers. So losing to him, no big deal. Enrique Barzola, I know who that dude is. He fought Zabit. He lost to Randy Costa, Kyung Ho Kang, Giga Chikadze. Like,
yeah,
that's all killer, no filler. And I think that was all at 145. At least the Zabit fight was at 145.
Yeah.
Now he's fighting at 135.
Yeah.
Should be better. I don't know. I wouldn't bet on this just because I don't trust it at all.
Yeah, I don't trust it at all.
Either of these guys. But I will be picking Brandon Davis.
All right. Main card: Misha Cirkunov versus Alonzo Menefield. Yeah, Misha does he's been doing a really good job at finding ways to lose fights. Lost 3 in a row. The last fight in general was really going his way, and he got caught in he got armbarred from his opponent from the bottom.
That wasn't Misha.
Yeah, it was Wellington Turman armbarred him, wasn't it?
Oh shit! My bad.
You're thinking of somebody else.
Yeah, the dude that just fought the Bear Jew.
Old Ozdemir or Krylov, one of those guys. Krylov.
That was 2 fights ago, but yeah, Krylov as well.
I get confused by them too. Actually,
I always think they're the same person.
I do too. I don't know why. I don't know what it's like a Mandela theory. Like
pretty sure they fought each other.
Their names like aren't the same, but they kind of look the. I always confuse them too. I don't know why. They look nothing alike. Yeah. They're from different countries.
Cirkunov fought Nikita Krylov in 2016. I was probably so confused. Like, oh my god, he's fighting himself.
Yeah.
How in the hell? Anyways, you were saying important stuff.
Misha's fought really good guys. Yeah, Misha's fought really, really good light heavyweights. He's fought good guys. Yeah, like you said, Krylov, Ozdemir, Glover. And the thing that sticks out is the man. To me, the man just doesn't go to the scorecards often. Yeah. He made the scorecards against Jotko, but that's not really Jotko. Isn't a finisher. So I don't think this fight goes the distance. I think if Cirkunov doesn't get him out of there early, I think Menefield picks it up and starts tagging him. That being said, like Cirkunov's wrestling, especially for a round light heavyweight, it's fucking good. When he gets on top of you, I mean, he's fucking ferocious. I don't think Menefield's ever fought a wrestler this good. Unless I don't. he knocked out Paul Craig, but Paul Craig's not a wrestler. He's just a really good grappler. Like, I don't think he's fought a guy like this that it's going to get him down and can probably get on top of him. For as much as Serkinov's fight IQ looked poor last time, I'm not going to say Menifield's that great either. Devin Clark, and he ended up gassing out that fight. Yeah, this is tough. It's a tough fight. I've seen improvements out of Minifield. I don't know if he's ready for. He has no ground game. Like, in my opinion, like, he's got no ground game. He's not going to armbar Misha. Misha's still tough. This is tough. Wow. Go ahead. Who do you like?
I like Benefield. I had this whole spiel that I was going to say about Misha Serkinov making bad decisions, but all of that was actually about Nikita Krylov. So, I mean, not just talk shit about Misha Serkinov, only to realize he's not who I'm talking about. I think Menifield's made some big changes. He's paced himself significantly better. And I think Menifield should win this. I don't really remember what it is that causes Krylov to lose. Not Krylov, Serkinov.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that causes Serkinov to lose as many fights as he does. Because on paper, like,
doesn't have a good fight IQ.
Does he just make bad decisions?
I mean, pretty much, and he's slow. He just puts himself in bad spots. Like, he doesn't put himself in his best situation until, like, he might just throw down with a striking match, like, right away if Menifield starts slugging it out, like he did with Ryan Spann, and he got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, Johnny Walker knocked him out. He was the flying knee guy that made Johnny Walker famous. That's right. Yeah, which is scary because we know Menifield has a ton of power.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I think Menifield's going to get it done. I'm not really sure how.
This is tough. I don't know, but his track record, like, he's fought really good guys. But they're all thing. Yeah, I don't think this fight goes the distance. I'm gonna go with Menifield as well. Just for that thing. But
he hasn't beat except for Jimmy Crute.
No, he gets knocked out by all of them. So yeah.
Jimmy Crute and Ion Cutelaba are the only, like. I guess Patrick Cummings was pretty good. But, like, most of the guys he fought good guys. He didn't beat them.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Dusko Tudorovic versus Jordan, the Beverly Hills Ninja Wright, your favorite fighter. Jordan Wright could win this fight. If you find a good, like, Jordan Wright round one prop, like, that has a really good price, I would say throw a little bet on it. He can win this fucking fight. Dusko also has that habit of putting himself in making bad decisions, putting himself in bad situations. He did look pretty good his last fight, but that was against someone else who has poor fight IQ. I believe that was against. That was again. Who did he fight last time? Was it? Oh no! He lost to Cheat. He got knocked out. I'm thinking of the wrong guy. That's right. He got knocked out by Punahele Soriano, Daquan Townsend, and Gregory Rodriguez, lost unanimous. Maki Patolo and Chi. Yeah, quick fight. Wow. Everything's round one. Chidi put him away. The Serbian guy. Yeah. I mean, Jordan Wright's live here. I'm gonna go with Dusko, but Jordan Wright can win this. Jordan Wright can also this fight should be quick too. This should be a round 1, round 2 finish.
This is the only time that I can imagine Jordan Wright beating somebody. Now, he does have 2 wins in the UFC, but
Yeah.
I don't know much about either of the guys that he beat. But one of those guys is being given to Bo Nickel, who's about to have his 3rd MMA fighter ever. 3rd pro fight ever. Like, that's what the UFC thinks about that guy, and that's one of the guys that Jordan Wright was able to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, Jordan Wright looks bad. Every time. Every time he comes out and fights, he looks bad. He looked bad against Bobby. He looked bad against Joaquin Buckley. He looked bad against Bruno Silva. He looked bad against Marc-Andre Barrios.
Yeah.
I didn't see either of the fights that he won, but those fights both only lasted a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So assuming he didn't. That being said, on paper, I should love this man. I should love everything about him. He oozes mooditude. And yet, I can't stand him.
You need a family photo with that mooditude. Like, mooditude onesies all around for Christmas.
It's not just a name, it's an attitude. So I'm going with Dusko because even though I've seen Dusko lose a lot of fights, I know he's better than Jordan Wright. But this is like the only time I can imagine Jordan Wright actually winning.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now finally, like some fights that I'm excited about. I'm excited for this. Askarov versus Brandon Royval. Brandon Royval is all action. I think we're going to see a lot of sick. If you like wrestling, you're going to see some transitions here, transitions and scrambles. This is going to be a good fight. Royval is fucking tough. I mean, he's all pressure forward. He's got good striking. He definitely has a striking advantage in this fight. I was not impressed with Askarov's performance against Kai Kara-France. Didn't like it at all. But I think this is a little different. I think Royval tends to, as great as he is on the ground, I think these slick wrestlers, kind of like he ran into last time, guys that are like intelligent, they kind of have an advantage on him. I think he's too open. I think that plays in Askarov, someone who's very technically sound. So I think Askarov is going to get the better of him and win this fight. I think he racks up a lot of control time. Maybe he finds submission, but I think Askarov wins this fight.
Oftentimes, the anomalies are the people that can beat the people who are just technically sound.
Mm-hmm.
But Askar's funky. He's not just good, he's also weird. He attacks in ways that other people aren't even considering, much less capable of doing. Yeah. I think this should be a fun fight. This is either going to be like real boring, or this is going to be your other fight of the night. This and the Victor Henry fight are the most interesting fights to me. I think that Askar should win this, but I could definitely see Royval like keeping a crazy pace the whole time and split decision type thing.
The thing that bothers, like, I don't think Royval is like, he definitely has some striking. I don't think he can knock Askarov out. And Royval is just not a defensive fighter, whether it be on the feet or grappling. Like he doesn't have a good takedown defensive percentage. So I think as far as like where Kai Kara France was really stingy, and did some really good things in the fight. As much as I wasn't impressed with Askarov's game plan or the way he looked that fight, Askarov did some. I mean, KKF did some things. So I think Askarov goes back to looking like the stud prospect that he was. I think he wins this fight. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Co-main event: Jonathan the Dragon Martinez, Cub Swanson. We talk about it a lot. Fighters that are in their careers and decide they're going to make changes, i.e., like lose, go to different divisions and such. So that's what we're seeing now. Cub is going down
in weight.
I think 10 pounds. Yeah. I don't know. I read that he can't gain weight. The older he got, he doesn't gain weight anymore, and this is an easy cut for him. I don't know if that's true. He's won 3 out of his last 4 fights, so I don't think there's any reason he should make drastic changes, right? He hasn't looked bad out there, so I don't know. I think get a look at the weigh-in if you're into that stuff. You can always look at the weigh-in on YouTube, like see how he looks. But I mean, he's done well. He's won 3 out of his last 4 fights.
Yeah, but he's also won 3 out of his last 8.
Has he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going back a long way though. Look, he's fighting good guys: Ortega, Frankie Edgar, Renato Moisano, Shane Burgos, Kron Gracie.
Sure, but he's always been fighting good guys.
Yeah, he's fighting good Cub. He's been around a long time.
Like Kron wasn't very good. Kron wasn't ready to be in the UFC.
No, he wasn't.
Darren Elkins is the damage. And Daniel Pineda is real good.
The Pit.
But, these last couple of fights aren't him fighting the cream of the crop.
Yeah. It's hard for me. Like, I've seen Jonathan Martinez, and he's pretty basic. It works well for him, his style, but I mean, he lost to his losses on his, just some losses on it. He's fought guys that have fights under his belt, but he's lost to Andre Ewell and Davey Grant. I hate that. I'm sorry. Like, he literally has never beaten anybody that you know about, and now he's fighting Cub. I don't know about this one.
I mean, he beat Alejandro Perez.
It's all about I don't know how this weight cut, like what it'll do to Swanson. Like, will he have nothing left after a round and a half? Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Cub. I don't know. Not a big fan of not a fan of that one. Malcolm, Brito, Hughes, Rodriguez. And that'll bring us to the main event of the evening: Alexa Grasso and Vivi Araujo.
Araujo.
You're going against your girl, Viviani?
Yeah, I mean, I like her name, but other than most of the time, I don't pick her to win the fights.
Did you name your daughter after her?
Huh?
Isn't Vizsla named after her?
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't have.
Yeah,
I like her name.
Yeah, I like her name. I don't pick her to win, but yeah,
I don't necessarily think she's gonna win the fight. She was fighting Verna Genjinova, and I was like, those girls both have dope names. And my wife and I looked at each other like, did we just find the name for our daughter? Like Viviani, that's a great name. And then nothing ever beat it. So we kept it. And now I'm not even sure if she knows it's her name. We just call her Weasel. She's the Diesel Weasel.
Diesel Weasel.
She's the Diesel Weasel. She was super diesel. Now she's super skinny.
She got
She's
taller
thick
and
as
skinny.
shit. Now that she can crawl and like walk and stuff, she burns calories. She used to just be shaped like a fire hydrant,
Yeah.
short and wide.
Yep.
Anyways.
Awesome. Burning calories. Yeah.
Yeah, she used to just sit there and be a blob all day. Now she's all rolling and screaming and doing high fives and cartwheels and shit.
Right.
Uh,
I'm not really. I'm not. I'm one of the guys that still. I'm not still not totally sold on Alexa Grasso. She opened minus 170 in this fight. She's up to minus 225. So people are betting her. I'm just. She's a good. She's a good boxer. She's not really that good at much else. Like she's not a takedown threat. Um, Vivi. The problem with Araujo is she might not be as technical as Grasso, but she has more power, and she's also really good at taking you down and holding some position. She makes, actually, I shouldn't say that. She makes fucking stupid mistakes, like her last fight against Andrea Lee. She could have just crushed that whole fight, but I don't know. The thing is, this is 5 rounds. It's 25 minutes. But if she has those takedowns and if she can get takedowns, especially later on, like what's Grasso going to offer off her back? I don't know. This is a
Rosso's looked pretty good on the ground.
Oh yeah, she looked good, but I question like who she's fought. I mean, everyone looks good against Joanne Wood lately. I don't know. I was never the Macy Barber fight. Macy Barber fought like shit that fight. Ji-Yeon Kim, she's way better than Carla Esparza. That was a good fight. But she just lost the thing. Yeah, she's getting better, but definitely got better. And I feel like she's stepping up here. I feel like this is her past opponent. This is a big step up. I don't feel she should be that big of a favorite, but she's good looking, and guys don't really care about anything else. Like I just want to bet her because she's hot. Yeah, like no, I think they don't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. She's cute. I'll bet her. Like I don't know. I don't. I think there's a good. I think for the value, I think if you're gonna bet, it's VV or pass. I don't know.
What's the
Grasso's minus 225 right now. VV's like plus 180. So 100 will get you 180 profit if you bet VV.
She's definitely a live dog.
Grasso is very technical though with everything she does. Your power goes away. Yeah, I think it's a live. I think it's a live dog. But the thing is, like, she just hasn't showed that she can control herself and not gas out. So how is she going to fight 25 minutes? Will she be able, if she can't get those takedowns and she gets gassed, like she's probably going to get outstruck in rounds 4 and 5. So it's a tough fight. It's hard to lean aside. I'm going to go with Grasso just as a pick thing, but I wouldn't be just because I think Vivi. I've seen Alexa Grasso not make mistakes. I've seen Vivi make a lot of mistakes and her gas tank. So I'm going to go with Grasso, but it wouldn't shock me.
I think Grasso's jiu-jitsu. Grasso's grappling has looked pretty good to me. Her takedown defense has not always looked great. But what the decisions that she makes on the ground have never bothered me. I'm sure they're getting better, and there's probably a moment or two someone could call me out on and be like, that was a terrible idea. Why would she blah, 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 blah. But by and large, I think that she's done a pretty good job on the ground. It's the ability to keep herself on the feet that's been a bit of a bigger issue. I think that if this fight stays on the feet, there's no reason that Alexa Grasso shouldn't walk away with this. Like, if she's been fighting too long to just get clipped by some big shot, does Araujo even have like?
No, not knockout power, but stunning.
Not
like
at a high level.
Yeah.
her UFC debut, she won via overhand right at the end of round 3, or the beginning of round 3. That's it. That's her only finish via strikes. Yeah, there's another one. So yeah, we don't really have to worry about like otherworldly power.
Mm-hmm.
They're both hands first fighters. Grasso's dad and multiple siblings are professional boxers.
Yeah.
So like it's just not unless Araujo can take her down and achieve some sort of dominant position and then rain down the pain, she's not going to get a finish.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know. I don't know if she can do that keep doing that though for 25
25
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, I don't think her when she gets, like I said, she gasses out. But things happen. I don't know. Yeah, I was much more.
About it.
Yeah, like I picked Jan upset Dern, and that worked out. But I'm not as confident in Vivi having all the tools to put this together to pull this upset.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. There you have it, everybody. Got a fight night card, Prelude, UFC 280, October 22nd. We'll be back to give you super card. Definitely got some inside info on those fights. We're gonna get that out to you next week. Have some bets.
All right, all right. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This time and every time. Thank you for being here.